Hello, good afternoon. This is David Sutter talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions for the upcoming trading week of February 15th through February 19th for 2021. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is I will look at all the major forex currency pairs on a 30-minute time frame. Okay, just so we can see what happened this past week. Okay, and then I will compare that to higher time frames such as the 4-hour, daily, and weekly chart, and then I will try to give you my analysis of what I think is going to happen this coming week. Okay, so to begin with, the US dollar had a retracement. I want to go ahead and state that right away. And really what it's called a pullback. Okay, we're seeing the US dollar go into an uptrend, and I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks that US dollar is slowly working its way back up, and you're going to see the US dollar go up, down, up, down, like that. Overall, it's going to be slowly going up. So you're going to see it go up, pull back, go up, pull back like that. So this past week, we definitely saw a pullback. We saw the US dollar drop. Okay, but soon it's going to go back up again. So now is the time to get ready to buy the US dollar. And I'll show you that here in a few minutes. Okay, but to begin with here, I've got EURUSD pulled up on my chart here. Okay, Euro versus the US dollar, and what we see here is that the US dollar gained this past week. I mean, the euro gained against the US dollar this past week, right? So the price ended higher than where it began. That's okay, but you see the price went up here, right, and then it just hovered right here. Okay, it went to a what we call ranging market. Okay, it's just going in a sideways fashion, and it actually dropped some, which is a good sign. Okay, that euro is working its way back down. And if we look at the 4-hour chart, okay, I want to show you this on the 4-hour chart. Okay, here is what I call the pullback. We see this going into a downtrend. Okay, but we definitely had a pullback here, and it dropped some on Friday. All right, so it's getting ready to go back down again. Now, the fact that we do not have a red arrow on the 4-hour chart leads me to believe that this will go up some in the beginning of the week. Okay, probably Monday and Tuesday, we should see this retrace and come back up. And we already have a high point right here. I'm going to mark that so you can see it. Okay, we have a high point right here, and what I think is the price is going to shoot back up and touch that and form a red arrow. Okay, I feel very strong that's going to happen, and this is a very strong resistance right now. Okay, if you look at the 1-hour chart, we see that yes, this is a very strong resistance. Okay, so it might drop some more in the opening of the week, and then it's going to shoot back up. So probably about the middle of the week, we should see this touch that red arrow. Okay, let me look at the daily chart real quick and show you the daily chart here. We see this going into a downtrend. Okay, like I said, the price dropped here. We had this is the previous week. Okay, the week before last, the price dropped, and then this past week the price shot back up. Okay, that is your pullback. Okay, now hit a resistance and it's going to drop again. Okay, and it's going to be a slow process. If you look at the weekly chart, okay, you get a bigger picture, but you definitely see that this is slowly working itself into a downtrend. Okay, we're at a strong resistance right here on the green line, and I can anticipate that this is going to be dropping more. So now is the time to get ready to sell. Okay, EURUSD. Okay, you want to buy the US dollar, you want to sell the EURUSD. Okay, because this will be dropping in the coming week. So what should we do this week? Well, you can put your charts on a 30-minute time frame. Okay, what I would do honestly is I would look for sell opportunities only. Okay, because we definitely see this going into a downtrend. Okay, I know last week I said you could buy and sell, but this week I would look for sell opportunities only, since it is definitely getting ready to go into a downtrend. Let's look at GBPUSD. Okay, pretty much the same thing. Okay, with the Great British Pound, the price shot back up this past week, but then it's formed like a range of market. Okay, now the Great British Pound has been very strong for the past few months, so it's definitely not going down without a fight. But we do see we hit a strong level of resistance right here. on a 30-minute time frame. Now let's look at the 4-hour chart real quick. On the 4-hour chart, again, we see that the price dropped, okay, and then shot back up. So this, whatever it's worth, this is your pullback and then drop. Like, you know, it looked like it was going to a downtrend, and then it shot back up again at the last minute. So what's going to happen? Well, we're definitely at a strong level of resistance. Okay, you already got a red arrow on the 4-hour chart. So it started to drop, came back up again. Now it's getting ready to drop again. Okay, we can mark that resistance right here. So you can see that yes, this is a very, very strong level of resistance. If we go to the daily chart, okay, again, we see we're at a very strong level of resistance. Now this is, we're right there at that resistance. So, you know, there is a chance that it could go up higher. I don't know, it depends on the US dollar, but based on what I'm seeing right here, it should be dropping here long term. Okay, if we look at the weekly chart, okay, again, we see we're at a very strong level of resistance. All right, and it's been going for quite some time. Now, to be 100% safe, we could draw a trend line like this going up. Okay, and we got this point here, this point here, this point here to all touch. This marks our support going up. Whenever you have an uptrend, you need to find your support. Okay, so if this trend line breaks below, that's when we are officially into a downtrend. And this being a weekly chart I'm on right now, is going to take probably 3 or 4 weeks at least, maybe another month or two, before this really goes into a downtrend. So we're going to see this hover right here for the next couple weeks, and then eventually, you know, I'm guessing by the 2nd week of March. This is already 2nd week of February. So 2nd week of March, we should see this go into a downtrend. All right. So it's going to take time. In the short term, you can definitely make some profits selling, and you can make profits both buying and sell. All right. So what I would do for this week, since the Great British Pound is a strong currency pair, and like I said, it's not going to go down without a fight, there's going to be a lot of range of market this week. Okay, more to the down, I think, but this week we should see a lot of range of markets. Okay, the Euro USD, I think, is going to go more into a downtrend, whereas the Great British Pound will form more of a sideways fashion. Okay, moving on to Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Okay, here we did see the price escalate, okay, because the US dollar had a pullback. Like I said, the Australian dollar did not gain a whole lot, but it did gain some, and more or less we're in a flat range of market, which is a good sign that it's getting ready to reverse. Okay, it's getting ready to drop. If we look at the 4-hour chart, okay, we see that almost similar to what we just saw with Great British Pound. The price dropped, and then on Friday it shot back up at the last minute. Okay, so it's definitely getting ready to drop again. Okay, I can mark this resistance right here, and that just signifies that we have a strong level of resistance. If we look at the daily chart, again, we see we're at a pretty strong level of resistance, and it should be getting ready to drop. If we look at the weekly chart, same situation, right? So it's been wanting to drop for quite some time. The price was dropping, then when it pulled back, it's going to drop again. That's just how forex works. Okay, the price, you know, went up here, dropped here, went up, dropped, went up, dropped, went up, dropped, went up. But now we're looking like we're definitely getting ready to finally go into a long downtrend. Okay, and nobody knows the future 100%, right? But this is what we're seeing right now. So I think with the Australian dollar, we'll probably see more of a range of market this week. All right, the US dollar will slowly be going back up. So what you can do this week is keep your charts on a 30-minute time frame and look for both buy and sell opportunities. So you can place a trade on one arrow, close it when you receive the opposite, and then place the next trade accordingly. Okay, now we see here that we have a red arrow. Let's look at the 1-hour chart real quick. Same thing. We have a red arrow, but no blue arrow, right? So where we are right now on the 30-minute time frame, if you keep on a 30-minute time frame, as of right now, it'd be safe to sell, okay, and wait until you get a blue arrow, and then close the trade, okay, and then take your profit, and then when you get the next blue arrow, wait a little while just to make sure the indicator does not repaint, and then place your trade and close when you get the next red arrow. So keep repeating that process. So this week we should see more or less a range of market, probably with a slight downtrend for the AUDUSD. Okay, moving on to US dollar versus the Swiss franc. Now here we see the completely opposite, and like I said, the US dollar did drop this past week. Okay, but again, around the middle of the week, it hit this bottom down here, and then it just fizzled out. Okay, in the sideways range of motion, right? Real tight range of market here. So not a lot of profit to be made, but we do see on Friday we saw the US dollar spike back up, and it's starting to gain traction again. Okay, it went up, pulled back, now it's going back up again. So what that means, what this signifies, is that the US dollar is finally starting to go back up again. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, let's show you the 4-hour. See, we had this period where the price was going up, and it was definitely going into a nice, this is the previous week, okay, week before last, where the price was going up, everything was looking good, and then we had a big pullback. Okay, brokers and banks that control the forex market, they do this on purpose, so that you're thinking the price is going to go up, and then all of a sudden you lose your profit. Okay, if you have a stop loss, they're going to try to stop you out, and then the price will go back up again. All right, that's just how forex works. But we are seeing that this is getting ready to go into an uptrend. Problem with the 4-hour chart, we do not have a blue arrow that you see here. So what I think is going to drop a little bit in the beginning of the week, and we can mark this right here, okay, as our support. There's no way it's going to drop all the way down to here. So we already have this right here. What I think is going to, I feel very strongly that it will form a blue arrow at this point. Okay, we have a blue arrow here, followed by a higher red arrow, followed by a higher blue arrow. Okay, this blue arrow is higher than this arrow. Okay, and this red arrow, this one is higher than this one. Okay, so every time there's another arrow, it's always higher than the previous, right? So it's going to form a blue arrow here, which is going to be higher than the previous blue arrow right here. Okay, if that makes any sense. So, and then the next red arrow will be even higher. Okay, and that's going to take, you know, another week or 2 weeks for that to form. So anyhow, let's look at the daily chart. Okay, with the daily chart, we see that this is definitely forming an uptrend, right? I have this red blue arrow for quite some time now, for the last couple weeks, and so now, you know, it hit the support and it's getting ready to go back up again. All right, so we definitely want to look to buy the US dollar this week. If we look at the weekly chart, okay, we see the price has shot up to here and it pulled back. Okay, very, very clear. It's very, very clear to me. But now it's getting ready to go back up again. So long term, and I know I've been saying this for the last few weeks, long term the US dollar is going to be going up. Okay, because we have hit like an all-time low, and you know, it's definitely going to be working its way back up. So all we have to do is keep our charts on a 30-minute time frame. For the most part, I think you can buy and sell. Okay, but to be 100% safe, I would probably look for buy opportunities only. Okay, moving on to US dollar versus Japanese yen. Again, we see pretty much the same movement. Okay, the price dropped, this is the pullback, and then it formed a range of market, but it actually did go up slightly, which is a good sign. Right now we have a red arrow, meaning that it's probably going to drop a little bit and then go back up some more. If we look at the 4-hour chart, okay, 4-hour chart has a red arrow and no blue arrow. Okay, but we do have this point right here on that wickedest candle, so that signifies a support. Look at this. Oh wow, this is a resistance before, support now. So there's very, 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 very strong possibility that this will drop and form a blue arrow. If not here, maybe a little bit higher, but right in here it's going to form a blue arrow. So if we look at the 1 hour chart, 1 hour chart is showing to go up. So in the beginning of the week on Monday, we'll probably see this go up some more, and then it's going to drop back down. Okay, around Wednesday or so, Wednesday or Thursday, we'll see the price go back up again. So if we look at the daily chart real quick, we can see that yes, this is definitely going into an uptrend. Okay, if I get my trend line right here, watch this. Okay, this is your trend line going up. This is your support. So if this breaks below, it's going to go into a downtrend, but I do not feel that's going to happen. Okay, I feel like this will be going up long term. So what will happen is the price will probably drop back down, touch that trend line, and go back up again. If you see, look at the weekly chart, there's that trend line, but you can definitely, we have a blue arrow here, which we've had for a long time, but it's definitely going up long term. Okay, so what should you do this week? So for this week, again, I would probably look for buy opportunities only using a 30-minute time frame. Okay, and right now the price, like I said, in the beginning of the week, the price is going to drop some and then go back up by the middle of the week. So just be patient with this, but I would probably most likely look for buy opportunities only. You could both buy and sell, but to be safe, I would look for buy opportunities only. Okay, moving on to US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Okay, again, we see the price dropped and pulled back, and then pulled back up again, and then dropped again. So this one is kind of a little more radical, but again, the Canadian dollar and US dollar are very strong currencies, so they always fight neck and neck. Okay, so but the US dollar is the stronger of the two, so it will be going up long term. It's going to follow suit with other USD pairs, just not exactly the same. All right, so let's look at the 4 hour chart real quick. So here in the 4 hour chart, same thing. We have a red arrow, no blue arrow, but we do have a strong support level right here, and I feel that the price will most likely drop in the beginning of the week. On the 1 hour chart, it shows to go up, so it might go up a little bit in the opening of the week, and then by Tuesday it'll drop back down, and then by Wednesday you should see it pick back up again. Okay, so what I think is by the end of the week, by Friday, the price will be higher than where it began for sure. Okay, it's just going to take some time. So this 4 hour chart. Let's look at the daily chart. Okay, the daily chart definitely shows going to an uptrend. Okay, the price was going up there for a while. This is the week before last, and then last week it dropped back down, which is the pullback, and now it's going to go back up again. Okay, and here is the weekly chart. Okay, so we can see that it is definitely working its way into an uptrend. Okay, it's just going to take time. In the coming weeks, coming months, probably the next 3 or 4 months, we will see this escalate and go back up. Okay, and we're not going to see huge gains. It's going to be slow increments. Okay, because the US dollar is still kind of weak. We're still waiting for a third stimulus check, a third stimulus payment to go out to US citizens, and once that happens and the US government is able to put more money back into the economy, then we can see a big surge in the US dollar. But right now it's still a bit fragile. Okay, but it is definitely working its way back up. So what should we do this week for USD CAD? Well, since both of these are strong currency pairs, what I would do is look for both buy and sell opportunities. It should not be hard to do. So as of right now, on the 30-minute time frame, it's showing the drop. Like I said, it's probably going to drop down to this green line, form a blue arrow, and then go back up. Do not sell right now. You could, but do not sell right now. Wait until at least the US session on Monday to see what the market is doing, and then place your trade. Hopefully by then it will form a blue arrow, and then you can place your buy trade. Close it when you get the next red arrow, and then repeat that process. Okay, so that concludes my weekly trade predictions. If you have any questions at all about these predictions, or if you need me to analyze another currency pair not listed here, feel free to hit me up on Facebook. I'll put a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Please contact me there first. Also, I put a link for my private Facebook group, and you can request to join my Facebook group, post any questions or comments in my Facebook group, okay? That way myself or other team members, we can all collaborate with you, and we can have an open discussion about this, okay? So with that said, I look forward to working with you. Thank you, and have a wonderful week ahead.